Imagine standing in a room where everyone is screaming at a television. They are crying, hugging, and raging over a ball crossing a line. But you're just watching them. You feel less like a fan and more like an anthropologist studying a strange tribe. While they are plugged into the matrix of collective emotion, you are the glitch. You aren't boring for not watching. You're simply immune to the simulation. Let's look at the psychology of why you refuse to play the game. Here's the thing. Not watching isn't a flaw, and it's not an act of rebellion. It's a signal. It tells us less about the game and more about the specific wiring of your internal dashboard. Psychologists might call this value dissonance. It's that strange friction you feel when society collectively agrees that this specific thing is important, but your brain's reward system just stays silent. It turns out, people who step away from the stadium usually fall into one of 4 specific psychological archetypes. Each one reveals a different way of processing the world. Let's see which one resonates with you. First, we have the independent architect. If you're this type, you don't hate the sport. You just lack the wiring for what psychologists call vicarious emotion. Most people have a wonderful ability to rent a feeling. They see a team win, and their brain releases dopamine as if they just scored the goal. But your brain doesn't take shortcuts. You struggle to feel pride in an achievement you didn't earn. You get your dopamine from personal progress, not spectacle. While the world is screaming at a screen, you're thinking, why am I investing emotion in people who don't know I exist? It can make you seem cold, but you aren't. You just have a high need for self-determination. You don't want to watch the story. You want to write your own. Then, there is the pattern seeker. Maybe you used to watch. You used to care. But then, something clicked. You stopped seeing the game, and you started seeing the system. You noticed the aggressive marketing, the oddly specific camera angles designed to trigger outrage, the transactional nature of it all. This is a form of existential detachment. It happens when you can no longer suspend your disbelief. It's like seeing the boom microphone dip into the frame of a movie. Once you see the artifice, the business behind the passion, the magic evaporates. You didn't leave because you think you're better than the fans. You left because you require authenticity to feel engaged, and you realized that the spectacle is often just a very expensive distraction. As the Romans used to say, bread and circuses. You simply realized you weren't hungry for that particular kind of bread anymore. Third, we have the high bandwidth mind. This group doesn't dislike football. They just find it low density. Your brain craves high-friction engagement. You might love complex video games, intricate films, engineering problems, or deep literature. To you, a match feels repetitive. It's 90 minutes for a fleeting moment of novelty. But a complex strategy game? A challenging project? That fires on all cylinders. Problem solving, narrative, interaction. It's not that you lack passion, it's that your passion requires a higher calorie count of mental engagement. You aren't bored because you're dull. You're bored because your engine is idling. Finally, there is the pragmatic grounded. This is the most raw, honest group. These are the people who look at the screen and feel a sense of dissonance between the fantasy and their reality. You might think, I am working 2 jobs and trying to build a future. Why should I spend my limited energy cheering for multimillionaires living a life I can't touch? This isn't bitterness. It's resource allocation. You view your emotional energy as a currency. You have a limited budget. Every hour spent investing in a stranger's victory is an hour borrowed from your own survival or growth. You aren't a killjoy. You're just fiercely protective of your own potential. You've decided to stop being a spectator in life so you can start being a participant in your own reality. So, if you're the person at the party standing near the snack table while everyone else screams at the TV, take a breath. You aren't broken. You aren't antisocial. Whether you're the architect, building your own path, the pattern seeker looking for truth, the high-bandwidth mind craving complexity, or the pragmatist protecting your energy, your choice is valid. The world needs people to cheer, but it also needs people who stay in the quiet, doing the work that doesn't get applause. I'm curious, which archetype felt like looking in a mirror for you, or is it a mix of a few? If this perspective helped you understand yourself a little better, consider subscribing. We're building a quiet corner of the internet here, and I'd love for you to be part of it. Until next time, stay focused.